So how can women light themselves up after they've been in the dark for so long?
There's a few simple strategies because it's hard to concisely explain because it is a journey. But
Yeah.
I think one way that women really give away their power is not having boundaries. So really being able to set strong boundaries and stick to them is really huge because boundaries are the highest form of self-respect. And when you
Yes.
respect yourself, that in itself will light you up immediately. So
Mm.
setting boundaries is huge. Another thing is I make my own rules for life because I feel like
Okay.
society and your family and everyone else has these seemingly arbitrary rules that we're all blindly following, but I don't even know why we're following them. So, for example, my number one rule for life is that I'm loyal to myself. I have other rules like I don't sweep on things under the rug, I speak my truth. And for me, living by my own rules means living in integrity. So as long as I'm living in integrity, nothing external can criticize me. I mean, they could try, but that
Mm.
won't shake who I am, as a person.
Yeah, yeah, I
So
love it.
those are just like a few things that are super easy to implement and can really boost your confidence and self-worth.
Now, you talk about overcoming the need for external validation. How can someone begin when they've never known anything else?
Again, I'll go back. Boundaries are huge because, again, that teaches you self respect. And it also teaches other people what you allow into your life because it is scary when you first start setting boundaries, but then
Yeah,
you realize the role that you were playing in your boundaryless life. Because when people walk all over you, it's because you're letting them. And when you
yeah.
start to set boundaries and respect yourself, people actually respect you more. And another thing is that I'm big on is developing your intuition because we all have this magical power within ourselves and I don't think we're harnessing it enough. We're like reaching for our horoscope or we want to know everyone's advice, but there is not any person outside of you that's going to know what's better for you than you.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with asking for advice, but you have to be so confident in what's best for you that you can use a like level of discernment when you are getting advice from the external world. So I would say boundaries and intuition are the biggest places to start when you're looking for that internal self-worth and not external validation.
So, why do you think so many women struggle to feel home in their own bodies and stories?
I think a lot of women lose their identities and it happens for various reasons. A lot of times it starts in childhood, but then as we have toxic relationships or even toxic jobs or friendships, all of these things are chipping away at our self-worth. And again, we're dimming our light and conforming to fit into these situations and we lose all sense of our identity. But when you have such a strong sense of your authentic self and your own identity, like for instance, now, like I used to be the kind of person I hated being alone with my thoughts. Now I love being alone. So I think a
Mm,
lot of women struggle with being alone because they've just lost all sense of identity and they just can't stand sitting in that, which makes sense.
it does. It does. I love it. So, what was the turning point when you realized that your story would help light the way for others? What put you on this trajectory, this path?
It was publishing my book because my book, Running in Slippers, it's a memoir that covers a year period of my life, which includes my attempt, and it's super vulnerable. The reason I wrote it that way is because I felt like, life is hard, but we're not talking about it. And I was like, why aren't we talking about it? Because you go on social media and people are just showing the highlight reels that are all filtered and edited. And even
Uh,
in real life, if you're having a conversation with someone and you're like, ask, how are you? Most people will just say, oh, I'm fine. We put on our happy faces. And I
yeah.
don't feel like as a society, we're really talking about the difficult things that happen. So I wrote this book